easy. Play them right, and the pot will be juicy on Card Sharks. And here's the host of Card Sharks, Jim Perry.
I thank you, Jack. Thank you. You're very kind. Thank you for joining us. Good group. Thank you for joining us at home on Card Sharks. Thank you. Thank you. And I must say, maybe it was the reading, maybe it wasn't the poem, but that could be the worst poem we've ever had here. But we thank John Garnes from Elizabethtown, Pennsylvania. Thank you, John. We're kidding. Thank you for taking part. Now let's get to the cards. Janice and Marky, if you will, start loading in the cards. We have a game in progress with these Card Sharks. Chelle Martinez, our champion. Hi, Chelle. Chelle, won't you again tell us about yourself?
Okay, I'm Chelle Martinez, a native Southern Californian. I'm 25 and single, and I'm working at a major amusement park in Southern California. I'm the assistant supervisor in cash control, and I'm a bicycle racing enthusiast.
Now, being 25 and single, do you get it from your family saying, when are you going to get married, Chelle?
Daddy's been so patient so long, and this Christmas it was, you know, what makes Christmas special is children. But I'd love to come up with some children for him.
Okay, good to have you back, Chelle. You're a fine champion. And Bill Cooper, our challenger. Hi, Bill. Good to see you again.
Thank you.
Won't you again tell us about yourself?
I'm Bill Cooper from up on the high desert in Victorville. I'm a retired Air Force Master Sergeant, and I have a son in the audience that's a captain in the Air Force now, and I have a daughter in San Diego that's in the Navy.
Now, was your son the captain? Were you in while he was an officer?
No, I turned it over to him and retired.
Oh, I see. I was going to say, how do you take orders from your son, Bill, right?
Well, I do.
Good to have you back here, and you both got the cards in front of the audience?
Yes.
All right, we'll pick up where we left off. We play the 2 games out of 3, and as we left off, Bill the challenger has game 1. We're in the middle of game 2, starting the second question, and let's see, Chelle has uncovered a 4 as her base card. Bill has uncovered a 10 as his. Both players need 4 cards, so game 2 starts with this question to you, Chelle. Chelle, we asked 100 bachelors, if you went out with a woman you really liked, would you respect her even if she made the first move? How many bachelors said they would respect her anyway? You're a single lady?
A gentleman once told me that it didn't matter how fast the moves came down, so long as he thought you were the only one he was fast for. I think that if a guy really liked you and things went his way the first evening, even with you making the first move, he'd be pleased. I'll say that's 62.
62 out of 100 would respect her, even if she made the first move, Bill.
I don't believe that. Of course, I'm an old-timer. I believe it'll be lower, Jim.
You say lower. Well, if it's lower, Bill, you'll play your cards. If not, Chelle plays her deck. The actual number of bachelors who would respect a girl who made the first move is 93, not lower. Chelle, you had it right on the button.
Let's keep that 4 and try for higher.
Chelle has a 4, and she says higher. She's right with a jack.
Lower, please.
Lower than a jack. A 2.
Oh, beautiful. Higher.
Higher than a 2. A 9.
Oh, freeze.
And now as we move over the freeze bar, protecting that position, Chelle needs 1 card to tie up the match. Question goes to you, Bill. Bill, we asked 100 mothers. Now think back to all the things you didn't like about the way your parents raised you, and tell us honestly, are you making the same mistakes with your children? How many mothers said yes, they're making some of the same mistakes?
I think it runs in the family, Jim. They get so used to it. So I'm going to say that that's about 55.
55 out of 100 mothers said they're making the same mistakes, Chelle.
I was waiting to hear his number because things tend to flip-flop. You know, if you hated to go camping, your kids like to go camping. But since he picked such a low number, I'm going to say it's higher still.
You say higher, make the same mistakes. The actual number of mothers who are making the same mistakes raising their children as their parents made with them is 28. It is not higher, it is lower. And Bill. And Chelle, I think your initial logic probably about the flip-flop was what paid off there. Bill, you've got a 10.
Let's change it, Jim.
You won the question. You have the right to change it. A 10 becomes an 8.
Let's go lower, Jim.
Lower than an 8. A 5.
Higher, Jim.
Higher than a 5. An ace.
Lower, Jim.
Lower than the ace. A 5.
Higher, Jim.
Trying to go all the way. We have a new champion. And it's higher. And it is. Bill wins it. Well, And right away, since I pulled my microphone out, friends, I'm going to stand right here with this microphone and say, Bill, congratulations. Chelle, thank you, our champion. Come back and see us. Chelle Martinez. Bill, why don't we just stand here for a moment, friends, and we'll be right back after this commercial break. Oh, well. Back with our champion and a new microphone. The wonders of the electronic medium. Bill, you've been running around cutting cards. Do the money cards feel good?
Yes, sir.
And let's get to them. Come on, Bill. Hop up here. And we'll start dealing out the money cards as we give you $200 of new money on the bottom line. And these 3 cards, when you move up to the second level, we'll give you another $200 of betting money and 3 more cards. Minimum bet's $50 till you get to the top card. The big bet, there you must risk at least half the money.
Yes, sir.
Good luck, Bill. And here's $200. Remember, too, that you can change your base card on each of the 3 levels if you need to. Bill, you're starting off with an ace. Great card. All right, Bill, you've got $200 and looking at an ace.
Jim, I want to bet all of it is lower.
All of it. $200 that this card is lower than the ace. It is with a 4.
That's good. That's a good card. I'll bet $400 that it's higher.
All of it again. $400 higher than a 4. Yes, with a 7.
I'll bet $100 that it's higher.
$100 higher than a 7. Oh, no, another 7. But you held back. And as we move up that 7, we'll give you the other 200. You've got 900.
Change the card, Jim.
Let's get a good one. The 7 becomes a king.
That's a good card. $900 lower.
All of it. $900 lower than a king. Yes.
I'll bet $200 higher.
$200 higher than a 6. It is a 10 for $2,000 and 2 to go.
$500 lower.
Big bet on a 10. Is he right? $500 lower than the 10. Yes, with a 2 and a great card. Up goes the 2 with $2,500, Bill.
Bet it all higher.
All or nothing for $5,000. Higher than a 2. It is $5 grand. Way to go. Good job, Bill. Yeah, come on down here. Oh, that's super. And with the 200 in the game, $5,200 for 1 game of Card Shark.
I told you the card was good today.
Yeah. Bill Cooper, a fine champion, meets a new challenger right after this. That's the way to go. Oh, that's nice. That's good. Bill, Janice is dealing out 2 brand new decks of cards. Time to meet a new challenger on Card Sharks. Peggy Myers. Hello, Peggy. And friend.
And friend, yes.
Now, they always tell our players to get very close to the table.
Well?
Peggy, can you get close to the table?
How's that?
That's good enough. Peggy,
Okay.
tell us about yourself.
My name's Peggy Myers. I'm a native Californian, born and raised in Los Angeles. I'm a waitress, mother of 3 girls, expecting a boy in August. We like camping and hiking, and in my spare time I do sewing and a little extra cooking for the family.
Now, the expecting a boy, is that wishful thinking, or have they done those tests
No,
where they can tell?
it's definite thinking.
Definite thinking.
Definite
Firm,
thinking.
confident
Yes,
thinking.
uh-huh.
All right. Hope you're confident about the game, Peg.
Sure.
And good luck to you. Good
Thank
luck to
you.
both of you as we start the match with a question to Bill. Bill, we asked 100 people. Oh, now this is interesting. Peggy, you are about to have another child here, huh?
Yeah.
We asked 100 people, do you think it's wrong for a mother to breastfeed her baby in public? How many people said yes, it is wrong?
Well, Jim, this has been in the news and here a while back, and I don't see anything wrong with it. I mean, after all, the baby's got to eat somewhere.
How many thought it is wrong?
That thought it was wrong, about
Yes.
35.
35 out of 100 people said it is wrong for a mother to breastfeed in public.
I don't think it's wrong. I breastfed my last one until she was 2.5 years old. And
Were you visiting the Vatican, Betty?
And, like, I mean, they get hungry. They don't care where you are. I think it's going to be higher, a lot higher.
Now, how many think it's wrong?
Oh, how many think it's wrong? I'm sorry. It's going to be a lot
35?
lower.
You say lower than
A
that.
lot
All
lower.
right.
I think it's wrong.
The actual number of people who think it's wrong for a mother to breastfeed her baby in public is 41, not lower. More people think it's wrong. Bill starts off with a 2.
That's a good one, Jim. Okay, let's go higher.
Higher than the 2, a 10.
Let's go lower.
Lower than a 10. A 2 again.
Let's go higher, Jim.
Risking it higher. A 5.
Higher, Jim.
Right away, he wants to go all the way for the win. Yes, with a 7. Bill does it. Wow. 1 question, 4 cards, and Bill has game 1. Peggy, sometimes when you have your own instincts involved, you're thinking actually against the grain on that. I
think I should stick with the higher and just let it go at that.
Well, Peggy, right now your back is to the wall. You need this game. Janice is dealing out same 2 decks of cards, and the question to you this time, Peggy.
Okay.
Peggy, we asked 100 married men. Should the main... It's funny now, this is 4 questions later. We were talking before about the babies. We asked 100 married men. Should the main responsibility for birth control lie with the man or the woman? How many men said it should lie with the man?
Well, considering this is my 4th and I keep messing up every time, I think it should go with the man. But I'm having no luck.
How many men said birth control should lie with the man?
I think men are getting...
Poor choice of words there.
I think men are beginning to feel that way. I know my husband has decided it's his turn to take over on the responsibility.
You've done such a terrific job of birth control up to now.
I'd say about 42.
42 men said that birth control should be the province of the man, Bill.
Jim, I believe that'll be a little higher.
Even higher
Nowadays,
than that. The actual number of married men who think men should take the responsibility for birth control is 28, not higher. Peggy. And Peggy, the challenger, starts off with an ace.
All right! Lower!
Lower than an ace. A 3.
Higher!
Higher than a 3. A 7.
Freeze!
We move over the freeze bar, and now Peggy's done a little bit of the catching up. Bill, this question to you. Bill, our man on the street, went to a small city in Japan where he asked 100 married men. Should the main responsibility for birth control lie with the man or the woman? How many Japanese men said it should lie with the man? Japanese men this time.
well, I was in Japan, but the men are always in charge. But this won't be too high. About 35.
Bill says 35 out of 100 Japanese men said birth control responsibility should be with the man.
I think it's lower because over there they're still pretty womanized. You know, I mean, they think the woman should take care of all that kind of thing.
So they say you think lower.
It's lower.
Well, let's see. Now, as I recall, in America, it was 28. The actual number of Japanese married men who think men should take the responsibility for birth control is 75. Exactly the opposite. It is not lower. Well, so, Bill, you start the game with a 7.
Let's change that card, Jim.
Getting rid of the 7, a 6.
Let's try it higher, Jim.
Higher than a 6, a jack.
Now let's try it lower, Jim.
Lower than a jack, a 4.
Now higher.
Higher than a 4, oh no. This time the cards fail the champion, and that's a big break for the challenger. And Peggy with a 7, call this one.
Higher.
Higher than a 7? No. Not higher. Couldn't take advantage of it. Janice will fill in the spaces with the next cards off the top of the deck. Peggy, this question to you. We asked 100 second grade kids in New Jersey. Whose responsibility for birth... No, that was... I'm sorry. We asked 100 second grade kids in New Jersey. Have you ever fibbed and told your mom you had a tummy ache just so she wouldn't make you go to school? How many second graders admitted they fibbed like that so they could stay home from school?
I have a 2nd grade daughter, and I think she does it about twice a week, at least. I think it's going to be pretty high. I mean, kids that age are just getting to the point where they don't like to do homework, and they figure if they stay out of school, they won't have to do it. So I would say about 67.
Peggy says 67 out of 100 have fibbed and said, I got a tummy ache, just so they wouldn't have to go to school, Bill.
Well, Jim, I think the kids have too much fun in school. And I think they enjoy going. They don't get sick very often, so I'm going to say it's lower.
Aha, you think they want to be there. That's interesting. The actual number of second graders who've lied to stay home from school is 37. Bill is right. It is lower. Bill with a 6.
Let's change the card, Jim.
And again, he wants to try to improve it. A 3
Okay,
does improve.
now let's go higher.
Higher than a 3. A 9.
Let's go lower, Jim.
He's going to risk it. Lower? No. Taking a chance with that middle card. It did not pay off. It's a break for Peggy with a 7.
I'm going to go higher.
Higher again. This time it is.
Lower.
to tie up the match. Lower. She did it. Bill took a chance, and it didn't pay off, and we have a tie. Don't bounce, Peggy. Don't bounce. We're tied. We'll play the tiebreaker right after this commercial break. We have a tie. Each player with one game and $100. We set up for the tiebreaker. Marky and Janice, if you will, with just 3 cards up there and 3 questions here. Starting the tiebreaker, the question goes to you, Bill. Bill, we found 100 women who are geniuses. These are all women whose IQ is above the genius level. And we asked them, who would you rather spend an evening with, Henry Kissinger or Paul Newman? How many women geniuses said they would rather spend an evening with Henry Kissinger?
I really didn't know that there was 100 women geniuses to start with. But I'll tell
Friends, would you just send the mail to Bill, please? Don't send it to me. How many women geniuses said they'd rather spend an evening with Henry Kissinger? And wait till you get home, Bill.
Well, I think they'd rather spend it with Paul Newman.
So how many think with Kissinger?
Oh, maybe 25.
25 out of 100 women geniuses would rather spend the evening with Henry Kissinger, Becky.
That's really hard. I mean, Paul Newman appeals to all women, no matter what age or, well, of course, we're all geniuses anyways. But I think it's going to be...
25, he said.
Oh, how many Kissinger? I think just a little lower.
Lower. The actual number of women geniuses who would rather spend an evening with Henry Kissinger is 38, not lower. It's higher, Bill. Still, more than half would rather be with Newman. And Bill,
Give me a
you
good
start
card, Jim.
with a jack.
That's a good one. Let's go lower, Jack.
Lower than a jack. Oh, no, a queen is not lower. And the challenger gets a break. Peggy, you've got a 10.
Lower.
Lower than a 10. Oh, no, another 10 is not lower. And Janice fills in the spaces. Question 2 to you, Peggy, in a tight match. Peggy, we asked 100 married women. Very simply, have you and your husband ever had a pillow fight? How many women said yes, they have?
Oh, I think it's going to be, quite a few because, we like to act like kids once in a while, too. But some of them are older, too, so I'll say it's about, 60.
60 out of 100 said, yeah, well, they've had a pillow fight.
The most fun we ever had in our life was a pillow fight. I'll say it's higher.
Higher than that?
Sure.
That was the most fun you ever had, huh, Bill?
Sure.
The actual number of married women who've had a pillow fight with their husband is 43. It's not higher. Peggy, this time you have control.
Go change it.
And now she can change that 10, winning the question, a 4.
Higher.
Higher than a 4, a 7.
Lower.
Lower.
I'm going to go ahead and do it.
She's going to risk it, and she's going against the odds. Is she right for the win? No. Going against the odds cost her, and Bill, that gives you a chance to play off the jack.
Let's go lower, Jim.
Lower than the jack. No, an ace is not lower. And right down to the wire we go with sudden death in the tiebreaker. Bill, someone has to win right now.
Okay.
Bill, we asked 100 boys who live in New York City. Have you ever written your name on a subway wall? How many boys admitted they have?
We all enjoyed seeing our name on a subway wall. I would say it's about 76.
76 out of 100 have written their name on a subway wall. Peggy?
I think all kids want to do that. I'm going to say it's just a little higher.
Even higher than that?
I think so, yeah.
The actual number of boys who've written their name on a subway wall is 29. Not higher, it is lower. Incidentally, it was amazing how many of those boys had 4-letter names. Bill, you've got control. You've got a jack. It is a tiebreaker. Remember, you can play it with the jack, or you can force Peggy to play it with the 4.
I'm going to go lower with a jack.
You're going to do it yourself?
Yes.
One mistake, and you win, and you lose, but if you could call them right, you are the champion. Lower. No, it's not lower. Peggy in sudden death wins it. Well, Bill, it surprised me that you tried that with the jack. Well, certainly
The
you are.
third time should have been a charm.
You're leaving. That's right. That's the third time with that. You're leaving us with $5,300. So a fine stay for you, Bill. Thank you, Bill Cooper. Peggy Myers, come on down here. Our new champion. Congratulations.
Thank you.
We'll be back with Peggy right after this commercial break. So don't go away. That's all the time we have for now. Our new champion, Peggy Myers, goes for the big money with the money cards on our next Card Shark. So join us for that, won't you? Bye-bye for now.